a whole bunch of sugar honey iced tea to talk about, and I have to do it live because this is all breaking news. We're going to talk about Tim Walz. He's in hot water for his DHS audit. Trump sees oil because we already know where our intent is in Venezuela. Stephen A. Smith goes on the right path, absolutely kills it on his show and on PPD's show. I might talk about some of these black folks who've been acting a fool, but before we get to any of that, we have to talk about the shooting in Minnesota. And I'll tell you my thoughts. Welcome to the Officer Tatum Show.
If you don't believe that we are in a fight today, you're sleeping under a rock. If you get hit and you lay down and you cry and you fold up in the corner, definitely you will not win the fight. We show up to win. Our culture needs a lot of you young people in here to step up and stand out. There is nothing or no principality, power, division, devil can stop us when we're united. They can only get you when you're divided. When I see the American flag, I see us progressing to something that can be awesome and great. And if you don't plan on winning then, you might as well go home today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Just so you know, we got new merch on the store, so all you got to do is go to tatumstore.com. We got some pro-ICE stuff on there because we do support ICE, unlike these nut jobs. All you got to do is put ICE26 and get 26% off the entire store. I'm doing it because it's 2026, it's a new year, and we need to support our ICE agents and get you some merch. Also, follow me on Substack, The Officer Tatum on Substack on the podcast network. And I want to give a special shout out, and we'll talk about this in a minute, to Blackline Security Operations, who covers all of Nick Shirley's security, and the goal is to cover the security of all of the people that are going out and speaking the truth and exposing the lies. Also, make sure you follow me on freedomchat.com, freedomchat.com. You can download the app on your phone, the most secure network, end-to-end encryption. And also, Freedom Chat just gave a donation to support Nick Shirley's security. So shout out to Freedom Chat for that. Now, let's get into the first topic, and that's the shooting that happened in Minnesota. An ICE agent shot a nut job. Let's get that clear. Let's make sure we're clear. Don't let the mainstream media lie to you, and don't let stupidity confuse you. This fool decided not to protest, not to be an activist, but to actively use a vehicle to block traffic from ICE agents. And then when they asked her to move, because she could have moved on her own. She could have moved when they honked the horn. But when they asked her to move, what did she do? She literally hit one of the ICE agents and got shot. This is when play stupid games, get stupid prizes, and F around and find out if they had a baby, that's it. This is what you get. Pull the clip up. I don't know what they thinking. Since I've been alive, 2 + 2 is 4. You do this, you get shot. Roll the clip.
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood.
So she hit the one in the front.
What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck?
Y'all hear that estrogen coming out of his voice? What a bunch of dummies.
Dude, you did a murder for what?
You did a murder. I didn't know you could did a murder. 2 + 2 is 4, ain't it? You run over somebody. I got better angles because I showed this angle first because these are people who they play that one first and you can't see the guy in the front of the car. I'm going to show you another angle, which is this one, and I'm going to show you an angle of him getting hit by the car. No, put this together real quick. What in the are you doing? Pull up on the thing. Pull a clip up. What are you doing right here? ICE is executing lawful arrests. They're not just going and saying, how many Mexicans can we find today? They have warrants for people who have committed violent crimes or have deportation orders. Lawful. But you dumb Karens and you silly white liberals, and this is what you get. You want to block traffic as to do what? This is not protesting. I don't know what crack cocaine y'all smoking. I don't know what fentanyl combination y'all putting together, but this is not protesting and activism. This is an act of violence. This is somebody breaking the law. You cannot pull your vehicle sideways in the roadway, even if there's ice there or not. You're breaking traffic laws. And now you're going into the criminal realm because ICE agents are trying to do an operation and you're obstructing them. Play the clip. Get out of the car.
No!
See, it's the guy in the front.
Shit!
Boom.
Shit!
She hit him
Oh my God! What the
and got popped.
You just what the did you do?
I'm going to say something super insensitive, but y'all pray for me. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get. You reap what you sow. You out here acting a fool and you found out. This ain't a game out here. I don't know what they telling y'all. These internet lawyers or something. It ain't a game. You out here playing around. This ain't a game. You done found yourself running over an ICE agent and got smoked. That's what happens. There ain't nobody in their right mind. I don't care what. I'm not going to go out and pull my car in front of anybody that's a law enforcement officer. And then when they say, stop, get out the car, what am I expecting to happen next? All right, let's play the clip where we show him actually get hit. It's a closer angle, and you'll see the car actually hit him. I wish I had a cursor because I could show you right behind that Suburban is going to be the suspect vehicle, and you're going to literally see him get hit in the front of this car. Roll the clip. Slow-mo. Watch him. Boom, the car hits him. Let's play it again for the people in the back. Pay attention. Slow-mo it. Look, right out the front of the car. Boom! The car hit him. Night-night. Now, was that worth your life? I want y'all to put this in perspective as we continue in this investigation because we got more clips to show you. Because the mayor said something stupider than the shooting. Like what he said is stupider than what happened in the dummy in the shooting. But is this worth your life? Now, let's do an evaluation real quick. What were you accomplishing? ICE agents are there to arrest people who have an arrest warrant. Many of these people are committing murders and violent crimes in your community, you dummy. That's the reason they have a warrant for their arrest. And a judge has ordered the arrest and deportation of many of these people. This is what they do. And you decide to be an activist because you've been watching CNN or you've been listening to these weenies on television tell you that it's are letting you get off the hook for committing acts of violence against ICE agents. And now you're dead. That's what you get. Unfortunate for your family if you got one, but that's what you get. Now you dead. What did you accomplish? What were you going to accomplish? Nothing. And the criminals who are violating people's rights and killing people in our country are going to go to jail, and you dead. Stupid. Now let's pull this fool up because he's stupider. If that's a word, stupider. I made it up. If it ain't a word, we're going to put it on a shirt. It's called stupider. Listen to what this weenie say. These people are so stupid to me. I don't know how y'all keep voting for him. This guy don't care. And the dummy in the uniform is just as stupid. The one to his left, we look at it from the left. Police officers just as stupid. These fools out here speaking Somalian and all kind of stuff. What are y'all doing? Y'all ain't this mad when all that fraud is going on. You ain't doing a press conference when they siphoning billions of dollars from the citizens. You over their tax dollars. You screwing everybody's money up. And you won't get on a podium and do a speech. But you do a speech when some nut job runs over an ICE agent. Let the weenie talk. Roll him.
And I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
I know
We do
cuss
not
words
want
now.
you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
This gives me an example of parenting. Whenever I look at these idiots, I think of parenting, right? They are there to do a job. As a parent, you should tell your kids how to act. And so if I was a mayor of a city, I would tell my people, do not interfere with what they're doing. Let me deal with it. Let me go through the legal ramifications to stop these people from coming in the city if I believe that that's the right thing. Let your parent deal with it. Y'all can protest, but let me explain to you what you can and cannot do so you don't end up getting killed because they're not around with you. Stay on the sidewalk. Let your voice be heard. Use social media. Post clips. Stay out the way because you're going to get hurt. As a leader, that's what you should tell your people, and you deal with the federal government. But instead, it's the parent that yell at the teacher for telling your kid he cutting up in class. And instead of you getting on your kid and saying, you better not act like that in class, you better not jump off of that, you better not take a knife to school, you get mad at the teaching staff. You'll get mad at the resource officer at the school instead of telling your kid not to act a fool. And then when your kid go pull a gun out at school or pull a knife out at school or fight a resource officer at school and get bludgeoned, then you going to get mad at the resource officer. Y'all get mad at ICE agents. Yeah, y'all acting a fool, not the ICE agents. They just driving down the street. All right, put some more clips on there. We got a couple other things that they want to show because people out here, they taking L's. Let's go to the guy that got the beanbag to the face, which made my day almost. It's the black guy that got pepper ball right in the face. Roll it. He tried to grab the gun. Boom. He messed around, and then he found out. Look at it. He want to cry a little bit. You can cry, bro. It's all right. Bro, them pepper balls hurt. I don't know why. I could have told y'all. Y'all should have had me come down there and give y'all some advice. That hurt, bro. You see that squinching in that eye? It burned, boy. Let's go to the other one where we see them pepper spraying the line of people. They had a line of the idiots out there and they pepper spraying and wrote a clip. I think is the pepper spraying is like at the end of the clip. Boom. Owie.
Kill someone else!
What you gonna do? You gonna fight? All right, here goes my favorite part right here. Watch the dummy with the mask on at the end. They're like bug spray. Hey, hold on. Let me tell y'all what they going through right now. Because I got pepper sprayed in the academy. And I never do that again. I remember when they were telling me, Brandon, you want a lateral? And they go, you got to go through the academy again. I'm like, I got to get pepper sprayed again? I'll never get, I'll be unemployed. I will never get pepper sprayed again. You know how bad that hurt? 45 minutes of unbearable pain, unbearable. Now, the first couple of seconds that they spray you, it ain't sinking in yet. A little bit of burn, a little spice. I mean, little cayenne. Little cayenne. And then it turned into a full Armageddon. I'm talking about full meltdown, screaming, burning, 45 minutes. Milk ain't gonna help you. Pull up the clip. Let's watch them burn. Play it. He's taking it like a champ right now. But it's burning. And they ain't never been exposed to it before. Look at him. Just full of soy. Nothing but soy in his bones. You gonna stop the truck. Stop. That's how the other one got shot. So you gonna stop the truck. What? Are you Superman? He think he's Spider-Man. You finna stop a SUV. Is that what y'all raising nowadays? Your stupid kids in the basement playing video games think they in Grand Theft Auto. And they finna stand in front of a truck. These are people, we don't hate these people enough. I remember my wife said hating people, and I know it's against the Bible to say you hate people, but God help me. Y'all pray for me. We don't hate what these people are doing enough, man. They are ruining society because they stupid. If you took Bozo the Clown and you took him on the side and interviewed him, you say, why are you mad at ICE? I swear, God is my witness. They would say something stupid. Oh, because ICE they violate rights. What right are they violating? Human rights. What human rights violations are occurring? I don't know. They racist. Well, let me tell y'all this. You should learn this. You know how they talk about black people and Mexican? White people are the dumbest people on planet Earth. These white liberals are the dumbest people I've ever seen in my life. ICE agents are there for illegal aliens. You don't see a single Mexican, Somalian, or anybody protesting. All you see is these dumb white people. Pull the camera back up. Go back a little bit to that. You don't see nobody else but dumb white people that probably don't even live in this area. You got the dummy in front of the vehicle. You got the other dumb white lady that got shot. Where are the people that's supposed to be getting violated at? They not protesting. Like when you go to D.C. and they were protesting ICE in D.C. and the National Guard. D.C. is majority black. You don't see a single black person out there protesting, just white folks protesting on behalf of black people. And you get these dumb ones protesting on behalf of illegal aliens. The illegal aliens ain't even out there protesting. What y'all doing? All right. I guess the police chief made a statement, and y'all know he a wussy. He is a wussy. I ain't even heard it yet. Pull him up. I haven't even heard this. I just know it got wussy all over it. I just know the simp finna come out of this dude in the uniform. Roll the clip.
My name is Brian O'Hara, BRIANO''HARA. I am the Minneapolis police chief.
Unfortunately.
This morning, Minneapolis police officers received a report of federal law enforcement being involved in a deadly force incident, meaning shots had been fired. Minneapolis police officers responded to the scene. We arrived and found a woman with a gunshot wound to the head. Life-saving measures were performed at the scene, including CPR. The woman was transported to Hennepin County Medical Center, where she has since been pronounced deceased. The preliminary information that we have indicates that this woman was in her vehicle and was blocking the roadway on Portland Avenue, midway between 33rd Street and 34th Street in the city.
You better not flake.
At some point, a federal law enforcement officer approached her on foot, and the vehicle began to drive off. At least 2 shots were fired.
Oh, come on, stop, pause it. Y'all finna make me cuss. But did you not, put the chief on there. Did you not watch the footage? Chief. That's why I told y'all he a wussy. What video were you watching? You the chief, fool. ICE agent approached her. No, it was 3 approached her. And at one point she drove. No, she drove and hit one of them. Why can't you say that she hit one of them? Do we need to watch the video again? Roll him back a little bit. Roll him back just a little bit. Stop right there. I want to just, for clarity, if you just now joining the live stream, let's play what he said And Joe, we're going to go back to the actual clip. And let's see if the chief is matching up with what everybody and their mama saw. And brother, if you don't have the information, you probably should look at a video before you do a press conference. Listen to what he said.
Preliminary information that we have indicates that this woman was in her vehicle and was blocking the roadway on Portland Avenue, midway between 33rd Street and 34th Street in the city. At some point, a federal law enforcement officer approached her on foot, and the vehicle began to drive off. At least 2 shots were fired. The vehicle then crashed on the side of the roadway. Minneapolis police officers.
Let's play the clip. Let's play the clip. Now let's go back to the other one, the second one in the stat. This one right here. I think this shows more. Does this sound like what he said? Roll it. It looked like 3 of them approaching her now. 2 that way and 2 the other way. She backed up and she hit that one.
Shame! Oh my God! What the What the You just
All right, go back to the press conference. Conveniently, just like a wussy that he is, and I will tell him to his face he a wussy. Just like the wuss that he is, he just totally jumped over the fact that there was a hit. She tried to run over one of them and got shot. Play it.
Secured the crime scene and assisted in trying to preserve the evidence that is there. We have since turned over the scene both to the Federal Bureau of Investigation as well as the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which will be conducting an investigation into this use of deadly force. I want to thank the mayor, city council president, other members of the city council, state legislators that were on the scene. This has been a very difficult time for everyone in the city. And this is obviously a very, very tragic situation where a woman has lost her life. That being said, in addition to this tragedy, which unfortunately we did predict, we were seriously concerned about further escalation from the scene.
Because the people
I
are
want to thank
stupid.
the elected officials that came themselves to help us prevent that from happening, as well as the individuals on that scene that remained peaceful and that abided by law enforcement instructions so that we could preserve that scene and ensure that a full and transparent investigation can take place. That being said, I just echo the mayor's comments that we ask that the community continue to call for peace. We understand people are going to be upset about what happened, and people are going to want to exercise their First Amendment rights. But please do so safely and lawfully to ensure that we do not have any further tragedy in this city or destruction. Thank you.
Yeah, I think some dropped from him a little bit. Maybe his cojones dropped a little bit towards the end. They were up in his stomach for the most of it. But like, why can't we just keep it real? If I was the mayor or police chief, I would tell people very clearly, this is a matter that's handled by the federal government and your state legislators or your state mayor or the city mayor or the state governor. Don't interfere with what these people are doing, and you won't get killed or hurt. Let them do their job. We'll deal with the rest. That's it. I don't get it. Anyway, let's go to what DHS said first, which is the news coverage, because this is what their statement is. And we need more agencies to stand up for their people, especially when they did the right thing. And this is an example. Roll the clip.
Groups here that are still in the area. And we actually just got a statement from ICE as well. I think we can put that up for you here, where ICE says, quote, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers. One of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. he used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. So we have confirmation there that the woman who was involved in that incident has died, was pronounced dead. And so we want to.
Which one sound more accurate, what the chief said or what was just reported? That's what she did. And the thing is that these people are emboldening them to think that they're justified in running these people over. We saw a guy try to snipe people at the ICE facility. The dummy ended up killing 2 migrants or killing one of these illegal aliens. Didn't even kill nobody from ICE. We got people attacking him, throwing bottles at him. When are y'all gonna learn? And when I heard that she got shot, I'm like, good. I mean, good. I hope she didn't make it. When y'all gonna learn to stop being stupid all the time? It's okay to protest. We got a right to do that. But to be running over people, trying to kill ICE agents, then you're gonna get what's coming to you. And the sad thing is, if she got a family, that she can't even explain why she was doing it. Anyway, I was going to go to Kristi Noem and talk about the situation, but she got that hat on, and I just can't look at her with that hat on like that. I don't know why she got a big old country hat on. Can't even see her face in the thing. Love you, Kristi, but I'll look at another clip. I guess because she's in Texas. They said she's in Texas. She's being a cowgirl. She is from what is it, North Dakota? South Dakota. Wyoming. I don't know one of them. Which one is it? It's one of them. But anyway, let's go to the North Dakota. That's right. All right, I still want to throw this out at you guys before we go to talk about, I think we're going to Tim Walz side herself. But if you want to get some merch, 26% off, just put ICE 26 at the Officer Tatum store or tatumstore.com, tatumstore.com. Oh, yeah, we got it up on the screen. So just check it out. If you want some of this merch, we got the coldest merch in the game, the best printers in the game. You can get you an ICE thing, or you can get you one that says "Don't F with the U.S." That's my favorite shirt. We printing that right now. I can't wait to put it on and wear it. And the shirt I got on right now, pretty fire too. But if you want to go to some of our best sellers, some of our fan favorites, jump on there and get it 26% off. 26% off. And if you don't, let's go back to that real quick. And if you don't think that we got quality stuff, I want you to go and look at this. 22,000 reviews. And we're probably averaging, I don't know, 4.8 stars. 4.8 stars. We have 20,000 5-star reviews. And you know, some people things don't go right, we make it right. Some people things don't go right, we make it right. But 20,000 people gave us 5-star reviews, and you can go check those reviews out and see what people got to say, good, bad, and indifferent. We got so many 5-star reviews because you don't really get to see the other ones, but you can go through and see what people order. See, somebody gave us a 1-star. I'm pretty sure we fixed that. Sometimes they get the wrong product, we fix it, but that's rare. But you can see them. You can see the ones that we did well. You can see ones where people complain. You can go look at all of them, and you can make the decision about shopping at tatumstore.com. All right, let's get to Tim Walz. Sorry, son of a gun should be in jail. And it's crazy to me that these people playing with our money like this. There's Minnesotans that are barely making it. And to be honest, if they could keep their own tax money, they'll have a little bit of extra money at the end of the month, a little bit of extra money at the end of the year to go buy the stuff that they need instead of giving their money to the government. This is why I don't believe in paying taxes. The government should let all the stuff that you claim that we need taxes for you to run, privatize it. You can have regulation, but privatize this stuff. Because we give y'all the money and y'all don't be doing right by the money. Listen to what Tim Walz did. This is how the government works. And they do this so they can get votes. They don't give a about you. They want the migrants. They want illegals. They want to influx all these people and give them everything so they can secure a vote. Because when you give your money, this is what they're doing with it. Roll the clip.
The performance audit shows the Behavioral Health Administration sent millions of dollars out the door in grants without making proper checks into who was receiving them. And that is not even the most jaw-dropping finding. Lou Raguse has tonight's top story. Lou?
Julie, according to the nonpartisan legislative auditor, this is another case of mismanagement of taxpayer money. But perhaps the most explosive revelation is that managers within DHS, the Department of Human Services, tried to cover their tracks by backdating and creating new documents.
Hold on a second. You ain't never going to get your money back, though. I want the people to understand it. This is what ticked me off the most. They uncover all this stuff, and they didn't you out of your money without consent. And now we found it out. You still ain't getting that money back. That money gone. Roll the clip.
But I do want to talk about what a serious issue this is and how it is, frankly, unacceptable.
Another sobering report by the Office of the Legislative Auditor, this one concerning the Behavioral Health Administration within the Department of Human Services, which issues grants to providers treating mental health and drug and alcohol addiction, hundreds of millions of dollars each year. The audit found them issuing grants to applicants without a bidding process.
So what we saw is that there was multiple entities that could have been eligible, and they chose not to provide a justification for why they were picking those.
This report is quite stunning.
One outrageous example, the auditors found a grantee that was paid $672,000 for 1 month of work without any info on what they do. And the audit says the grant manager who paid it then left DHS a couple days later and became a paid consultant for that company.
Time out. Man, how I didn't get involved in this fraud, man? God dang. $600,000 in 1 month, tax-free. The person got themselves $600,000, quit, and became a payee of the company they just got paid. Why can't, man, what have we been doing? $600,000, and they ain't gonna do nothing about it. I ain't gonna lie, man. I want to be right by God, but there's some times where I'm like, man, I should have did some fraud. We working our butt off in here, trying to keep the lights on, and you got people out here getting millions of dollars in fraud, and they not even doing nothing. They don't even have to show that they run a company. Finish the clip. Just put a clip on there.
That's criminal.
Auditor Judy Randall says she was most shocked that during the audit, multiple DHS managers backdated or created new documents to try to cover their tracks.
Frankly, in the 27 plus years I've been with OLA, I have never seen this before. I will say we have had suspicions periodically, but we have never been able to prove it, to document it. And we did in this case. And it's very troubling.
Temporary DHS Commissioner Shireen Gandhi's response.
I was shocked to hear this information in the exit conference, and it is absolutely unacceptable that any staff would provide anything other than accurate representation of the work done to an auditor.
Now, there were a lot of questions from lawmakers about whether this audit should result in criminal investigations. So we'll see what comes from that.
Yeah.
The Office of the Legislative Auditor provides recommendations both to the department and to lawmakers in case law changes are needed. Just one more time of what the auditor said regarding this fabrication of documents. She called it a systemic problem within DHS.
I mean, Lou, it just seems like every time you think it can't get worse, it does. I do think this is jaw-dropping. You mentioned that they were talking about criminal investigations. I think I speak for a lot of people watching right now who really want there to be some kind of accountability. Did you get any sense from that meeting today or in talking to any of your sources that there actually will be accountability?
Well, no, that's something that's going to require some follow-up, because one problem the auditors had is they didn't have subpoenas to issue to people that no longer work for the BHA within the DHS, and so they couldn't bring those people in and question them. And so it would take an outside agency such as law enforcement to look into it.
Now, we got some breaking news coming out of Minnesota. So we're going to go and we're going to come back to this Tim Walz thing. But let's go to the breaking news out of Minnesota. I guess these nut jobs are burning flags. Roll the clip.
I want to jump in here. I want to ask you where you're at right now. We're seeing the images on the screen. There's that flag you were talking about being burned here. What kind of things are they shouting? The crowd that's out there. I know they're obviously not happy ICE is there. They've been talking about that. What are they saying? You know, what's the energy like where you are right now?
So that's one reason why I'm not getting too close, so I can hear all of you, because it is loud out here. It's profanities, a lot of profanities against ICE.
All right, next clip.
Okay, it looks like they are throwing snowballs as the officers are leaving. So again, I believe it was a state patrol, and we did see some MPD officers who were leaving that scene. Hennepin County telling us that their sheriff's deputies have not been on that scene, but it looks like as officers are leaving the scene, just having some protesters or bystanders, agitators, throwing some snowballs at them as they leave. We saw this earlier.
We did. Yep, we saw this exact thing earlier, and this was targeted toward ICE agents at that particular time. But now, as you mentioned, this is MPD, BCA was on scene, the sheriff's department as well. And as this street is opening up here, you can see a lot of these protesters, these people in the community responding to this. And now we're having an aerial view here of what we have been seeing, what we did see earlier, and now it's once again you can see them throwing some of those snowballs at those vehicles, some of which we can see have just drove off as well.
So these fools throwing. That's why one of y'all got killed. Good. I hope y'all get in front of these cops so they can get rid of y'all. No, I'm just joking. I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not joking. I'm sick of these people. But I don't want people to die unnecessarily. So let me get back to reasonableness. I can't stand these people, and I just wish I wish we can separate the country and just let stupid people live by themselves somewhere else and let us flourish. Because they doing all this for nothing. Let's get back to Tim Walz real quick. All right, let's roll the clip. I think where we left off was the testimony. We got another clip of Tim Walz, National Guard. Okay, let's get to that. Look at this fool. God, he's annoying. Roll the clip.
Order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community. They're business owners. They're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update you, Minnesota, as we get more information. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner.
Did this fool just say he gonna call it a National Guard? Am I hearing this properly? When Donald Trump deploys the National Guard, they throw a fit. Now, he's just saying he's going to consider deploying the National Guard. And because they're Minnesotans. Well, ICE agents are Americans. You act like it's a foreign government. These are Americans, just like you and I. But when Trump do it, it's a problem. I just, like, we would, I'm going to play the clip, pull the clip up. We wouldn't even be here today if it wasn't for mind dead people with a mental virus going on, with a tapeworm in their brain. We don't even have to be arguing. We don't even have to have problems in our country. It's only these people that just create stupid stuff for no reason. Roll the clip.
So would you say this is the Somali population is an important demographic for Democrats to win over politically?
Unquestionably.
Got it. And do you think it would have hurt Democrats' political standing with the Somali population to investigate this fraud?
Very clearly.
Got it. So in other words, you're saying that there was a political incentive to cover up widespread Somali fraud. Is that right?
100%.
Got it. Let me ask all three of you. Did the Walz administration and Democrats intentionally, in your opinion, overlook this fraud while it was happening for political gain? I'll start with you, Ms. Robbins.
Absolutely. We have credible whistleblower reports that the Department of Human Services Administration, up to the OIG and the commissioner, met with a group called the Minnesota Minority Child Care Association multiple times, and that they were trying to weaken protections. We wanted, we had several changes we wanted to do, and they opposed all of them.
And Mr. Hudson and Ms. Rarick, and then my time is up.
I would agree.
Absolutely. The whistleblowers confirm it.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, let's get to the next clip, the last one that J.D. Vance had made mention in Jesse Waters' show that Tim Walz should resign and probably should go to jail. Roll the clip.
In Minnesota, they were just caught forging documents, trying to cover their tracks. Should Tim Walz resign?
Well, I think Tim Walz should resign. I almost feel bad for the guy, except for the fact that he should have seen this. And whether there was something criminal, whether he was aware of the fraud, which would be criminal, or whether he simply looked the other way, it's a massive, massive failure of government. The Trump administration, by the way, we've already sent hundreds and hundreds of additional people, of resources that are starting to investigate this stuff, get to the bottom of it. Stephen Miller sent people who are literally going door to door at some of these fraudulent daycare centers and trying to understand just how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And the funny thing is that Nick Shirley did all this. Just a regular person, 20-some-year-old kid, did all this stuff. And he exposed a lot of this. It's almost like the ripple effect that we see today and all these people getting exposed is because of Nick Shirley. And I think Nick Shirley going to continue to go around the country exposing more and more fraud. And that's going to cause these local law enforcement or state legislators or whatever, whoever's in charge of different elements of crime that's being committed, for them to have to act. And speaking of Nick Shirley, I want you guys to make sure we support his security. Pull up my computer. I think people don't understand, and I would argue that I still have to convince Nick to a certain degree to understand how dangerous this is. They killed Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk wasn't making them lose hundreds of millions of dollars. So if you're interested in supporting Nick Shirley and his security, obviously Black Line Security covers all of his security 24/7. But also we need to raise money through the Guardian Fund, which is a nonprofit, so Nick don't have to pay for it out of his pocket. That's the only reason we'll go to the Guardian Fund, is because Nick wouldn't have to pay for it out of his pocket. We use Zeffy for the donation platform, which means that there's no fees. The only way that Zeffy makes money is if you guys want to give a tip to Zeffy. 2,500 people have donated to Nick Shirley's fund. You guys can pick whichever one of these funds of your choice. You can make it a monthly payment, but we need to support Nick Shirley. Okay. And I'll just let you guys know, we raised probably about $120,000 for Nick so far. He's going to need $1 million to cover 24-hour security in a situation like he's in right now, which is, and I feel for him because he shouldn't have to. He's just exposing the truth, but these people want to kill him. We did a preliminary threat assessment, or at least an online threat assessment for Nick Shirley, and people are clearly threatening his life all the time. We got up 6 pages of documents. And so I'm just encouraging everybody that's watching this to give something, even if it's like $1. It's the Black Line Guardian Fund. BlackLineGuardianFund.com. We'll put the link below. Even if you gave $1, $10, some of y'all rich. Really, I want y'all to pass this around so one of these billionaires can, that $1 million is nothing to them, they could just cover his security for a year at least. And then he can work on it from there. But anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand. Stephen A. Smith is red-pilled beyond red pills. And when a man wakes up that have a powerful voice, it makes a tremendous impact. I want y'all to hear what Stephen A. had to say about Mamdani, about Venezuela, about the Democrat Party, and it just makes me happy that there's another person of the melanin that got common sense. It's almost like when you go to church, I'm not talking about the churches where everybody's saved because they raised their hand one day. I'm talking about the churches where people really get delivered. it is incredible when you see somebody go from darkness to light and you cheer. We used to say back in the church that I grew up in that the angels in heaven are rejoicing that one soul got snatched out of the hands of the devil. Pull Stephen A. on the screen. Stephen A., and not in the spiritual sense, but in the political sense, other black conservatives, I think conservatives generally, but other brothers are rejoicing when we see another brother snatched from the hands of the enemy. I like to see brothers snatched from the enemy that say, I see it. Because to be honest, everybody should see it. But unfortunately, the devil got a few of them. But let's listen to what Stephen A. had to say, wrote a clip.
When I think about the United States, and I think about our government in the nation's capital, I need somebody to make it make sense for me. Didn't Trump originally put a $15 million bounty
Yes.
on Nicolas Maduro's head
Facts.
in his first term in office? The answer to that would be yes. Didn't President Joe Biden in 2025, before leaving office, put a $25 million bounty on Nicolas Maduro's head?
Yes, sir.
The answer to that would be yes. Didn't President Trump come back after putting the $15 million bounty on Maduro's head, after witnessing Joe Biden put a $25 million bounty on Maduro's head, up the ante by increasing that bounty to $50 million? The answer to that would be yes.
Yes, sir.
So if we as a government crossing party lines, mingling with other administrations in terms of mirroring their agenda as it pertains to this specific individual, if that is what happened, what's the problem? What am I missing? Now, if the vice president of Venezuela, who's now been sworn in as its leader, is opposed to this, I get it. Cuba, Russia, doing business with Venezuela, particularly as it pertains to its oil.
Hello, y'all.
Because
y'all laughing at what I'm laughing at. I don't know why Stephen A. can't put an A on the end of that. Cuba, Stephen A. I'm finna text Stephen A. Cuba. It's a black thing, man. I don't know. Some of us just can't put the A on it. I love you, Stephen A. Come on, keep going.
Even though the United States produces more oil, they don't have a larger reserve than Venezuela. We know they have it. My point to all of y'all is this. As a nation, this is where we have to hold our politicians accountable. Make it make sense. What is the problem with President Trump going in and getting Maduro when we already put a bounty on his head, crossing the first Trump administration, crossing the Biden administration, and now with the Trump administration, part two, being in power, each time they were on the same page, we got to get this man.
All right, I get his point. And I think if you got common sense, you should get his point too. What's the, come on, y'all had the answer to that. Everybody put a bounty on his head. Donald Trump execute the bounty, and y'all mad now. It's illegal. What was Joe Biden gonna do with the bounty on Maduro's head? Let's go to the next clip. We got 2 more clips. Roll it.
There needs to be accountability. You don't do something like that and get away with it. And obviously anybody that's been involved in such heinous, irreparable acts should be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Let me get that out the way first. That's automatic, okay? But getting back to Vinny, see, here's where the problem lies. Them. It's all of them. Are we going to sit here with a straight face and act like the Democrats are the only one that engage in fraudulent behavior? That they're the only one that have milked government dollars for their own selfish needs and to their own selfish ends? The point is that I often joke about I'm friends with Sean Hannity. We go back and forth, button heads all the time, but I've known this man for 23 years, and he's a good friend. He really, really is. And I've often said this. somebody could go out in broad daylight who is conservative and commit murder at 3 o'clock in the sunny afternoon with cloudless skies on a sunshiny day. And the first words that'll come out of Sean Hannity's mouth is the Democrats did it first. And he'll have evidence of those Democrats who did it. And what I'm saying is, along the way, there have been excuses, there have been justifications, rationales that have been thrown out there to absolve one side. We're not going to get back to prospering as a country until we remember the very, very values that we swear to live on and to hold all sides equally accountable. So I'm not saying let any Democrat off the hook that could be found guilty of such heinous acts. I'm saying you got to make sure that the due diligence, the fervor, the passion, the same energy applies across the board to all parties concerned, because the standard is the standard, as Mike Tomlin, the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, would say. The standard.
You said
is
some
the
things
standard.
about him recently, by the way.
Yes, I did. But the standard is the standard.
Yeah.
And as long as we're making sure that as a nation, we're equally distributing that level of punishment, then we're good.
Amen and amen. We got 2 more clips. I want to hear him talk about Mamdani and his run for president. Let's go.
Did you ever think a socialist Muslim man was going to be the mayor of New York City?
Yes.
Tell us why.
A year ago.
A year ago.
Not before then. A year ago. When you look at what's happening on college campuses, the behavior of the young students and what have you, and you juxtapose that, or you pay attention to what happened in the election with Mamdani going up against Cuomo, who ran as an independent, and Eric Adams had his issues, so he couldn't really get involved in that whole process and what have you. You saw that I thought that without question, Andrew Cuomo was the most qualified candidate for the job. He's a 3-term governor in the state of New York, was coasting to a 4th term until he got derailed, not just by the nursing home scandal during COVID, but also by the allegations that were levied against him. Then to be out of office and have to come back and try to get the mayoral seat in New York City, there were young voters out there. And all of a sudden, he looked old at age 67. Still got a lot of life left in them, still got a lot of politics left in them. They said, nah, we're not feeling that. We don't want that. We want this. And then I thought about the fact that I have 2 daughters, and I thought about every child that I've never seen any child that's different. They want free stuff. Now, whether they get it or not is contingent on the parental, stewardship that's hovering over them. But they want it for free. If they can get it for free, if they can get it without working, if they can get their way and let somebody else handle the repercussions, that's what children do. That's what young adults do. We just have to not be blind to it. And we also have to remember that when Biden was president, what did he do? I'm going to eradicate all student loans. I mean, we're going to forgive that. Supreme Court had to step in and say, you don't have the authority to do that. But that's what he tried to do, knowing the likelihood of him being able to pull that off was slim to none. But it really, really looked good. And it made sure to ingratiate a whole bunch of people with that administration and ultimately the Democrats, because why? You were talking about something that was free. What does Mamdani do? Free child care, free buses, at least one free grocery store in every borough, stuff like, yeah, we don't have to pay for it. They're not thinking, but my parents do. My grandparents will. My aunts and uncles will. My bosses might. Not think about that. They're thinking about, I don't have to pay. And those are the people that were at the polls in New York City.
That's right. Now let's hear what he had to say about potentially being president.
There's people here with money. Should they go to Kalshi right now, set aside a little bit of money if Stephen A. Smith's going to run in 2028? What do you have to say about that?
That's their choice. What I would tell you is that I'm serious when I say that I'd consider it. If somebody came to me and said that you got a legitimate shot to win or whatever, I would definitely consider it. But the reasons are very, very simple. I think our country's in trouble. I think there's too many people that are thinking about themselves and they're not thinking about the American citizen. And I don't think that there are enough people legitimately being called out. And see, for me personally, it's not being an elected official. It's not running for office from the standpoint of, well, you know what? I have all of these policies that I think would work for America, and I think that you should listen to me instead of them. I think our politicians have sold us out. I think that they've really, really done tremendous damage to this country. And more so than actually being in office, the reason why I don't poo-poo it definitively is because I cannot tell you how badly I would love to be on the debate stage against these politicians, to go up against them, and for them, with me standing on stage next to them, try to explain and justify what they have done to cause the division that they have caused in this country. Black, white, Hispanics, Asian Americans, the list goes on, you know, and you got to a point where, you know, whether it's the LGBTQ community and then you add, you know, the transgender community to that, and some of the decisions that they made, the things that they've said, the things that they prioritized. I dare them to be on a stage with me and explain how you could justify prioritizing those things ahead of affordability, ahead of safety in the streets, ahead of safety with our borders, et cetera, et cetera. That is the reason that I haven't completely shut down. I like my life. That is totally true. I've got a great, great job. No doubt about great jobs. I'm doing pretty well, and I intend to do even better in the future. But they are really, really lucky that I'm just building my coffers now. They're lucky I don't have that money lock, stock, and barrel where I never had to worry about my quality of life ever again. Because if that were the case and I had that much money in my coffers, oh yeah, I would run because I believe I would beat them.
You believe you will beat them?
I believe I would beat them.
And Stephen A.,
anybody, the people that you showed on that list?
Yeah.
I'd beat every one of them.
Stop it.
I believe I would.
You'd beat everybody on that list.
I believe I would.
Stephen A. been watching my show, man. He must be watching my show. He got a little confidence from your boy. Your boy beat Tatum, boy. Look at that. That's clean, boy. Them guys down there printing, best in the country. Ain't nobody print better. Look at this. Look at this. Ain't nobody printing better than we printing over here at the Office of Tatum. Ain't nobody printing better than Pure Choice Apparel. Nobody in the whole country. That's the best print you're going to get. Anyway, if you want to go to the store, use promo code ICE26. Get 26% off. We're going to end it with this. You know what? I'm just going to end it with the clip. Let's end it with a funny AI clip of Donald Trump taking that all like Tekashi 6ix9ine. Throw the clip.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, man. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. And I stole it. Like, but niggas don't understand. I talk facts. Vlad, I talk facts.
Oh, you're right. Don't even deny it. That's cool.
I talk facts. What deny? What? Nigga, give me that. I don't know what to do with that.
Okay.
You know when a nigga got a girl, her shit fat? Bro, you don't know what to do with that. Give me that.
Who put Donald Trump in a chair to say all that? I'm sorry for the people out there that a couple of them words kind of slipped through there, but I don't mean to offend y'all, but that was funny as just imagine if Trump really talked like that. I think if some people had control of the country, they'll elect somebody talking like that. They would. They think it's cool. But that's why they... All right, follow me on social media, on X, Instagram, TikTok, which I hate. One of my favorite up-and-coming platforms that I'm on is Substack. Just put in The Office of Tatum on Substack. If you like the video, but you want to listen to the audio only, I think it even plays video only, but if you like the podcast network, hey, check me out on the podcast, The Office of Tatum Show on the podcast network. Also, Freedom Chat. If you get off of that WhatsApp stuff, get off Signal and all that stuff, go to Freedom Chat. I trust Freedom Chat. I communicate through Freedom Chat. We do a lot of stuff on Freedom Chat because we believe in it. I know for a fact it's secure. And also, go to Blackline Guardian Fund if you want to help Nick Shirley. It's at the very top. It says Nick Shirley. You can support him. Also, if you're looking for security and you need security for your house, you need security when you leave, you need 24-hour security, you're a school and you're looking for security, go to Blackline Security Ops and fill out the form. Eventually, we're going to put a number on there so you can just call the number if you need us. But put the information on there. If you're looking to be an EP operator or you're an EP company and you want to partner with the fastest growing EP company in America, which is Blackline. Go on there and let us know. We like to partner with good EP agencies already doing the work around the country. We're not in this to poo-poo people. We're not trying to step on people's toes. Unless you ain't doing a good job, we're going to take over. But outside of that, we'll love to partner with people who are living up to our standards. We could deploy in any state, in any city, at any time. And shout out to our guys out in Minnesota that we work with that did a really good job with Nick Shirley. They killed it. Nick Shirley, it was one of the best security operations that I've seen. So I want to give them a shout out. I don't know if they want me to put their name out there, but y'all know who y'all are. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And let me know in the comment section, do you like me to go live or do you want to see me go on later? I like doing it live. To be honest, we should probably do some super chats, but I can't see any of them. But eventually we'll get that popped up. We'll have a segment where we do the super chats. I think that'll be pretty fun. But if you guys like it live like this, it's easier for us. We don't have to go and edit or re-edit. But I love you guys. I appreciate everybody that's been holding it down like a quarter pound. All of y'all that been supporting B. Tatum all this time, even sticking with me when you didn't agree. You got these weirdos that don't agree with one thing I say, and I don't want to follow you no more. Well, I don't miss you. I just want you to know I don't miss you at all. I don't even know you left. You know, that's like a bunch of ants in the front yard, and one of them leave. I ain't know that one ant left. Look at all these ants on here. I got one left. I don't mean to sound insensitive, but get up out of here if you don't want to be a part of the team. It's 2026, baby. We running the game now. It's the B. Tatum Show, all right? I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. We out.
On the land of the free.